Hey everybody, I'm John and this is Blind Whiskey Reviews. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me here today on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. Today we are reviewing the 1792 bourbon, the High Rye Expression. So I'm really looking forward to doing this one for you. And I'm sure as a lot of you are aware, maybe some of you aren't, a couple weeks back, 1792, where Barton Distillery had the accident where the rickhouse, or at least half of the rickhouse collapsed, and they say somewhere around 9,000 barrels hit the ground. So as far as we know, no one got injured in that, and that's very good news to hear. So, our thoughts go out to those guys, and hopefully they're well on their way to recovering all that. And at least from the pictures, it didn't look like any whiskey spilled. I'm sure there's plenty of broken barrels under the bottom of that heap. But anyways, so this is kind of appropriate. This whiskey came up this close to that incident happening. So this one's for you guys out there. Let's get to it. All right, let's get into the whiskey. Color-wise, we're in that deep amber type color still, as we usually are when we're with that bourbon range. Get into the nose. Big vanilla. There's fruity characters in there, like dried fruits, dark dried fruits, raisin, even like craisins. There's almost a smell like a, I don't know what the flavors are, but like a Twizzler. It smells like a Twizzler. I don't know if that's strawberry or cherry or what flavor a Twizzler is supposed to be, but it smells good. Yeah, there's a little brown sugar, a little bit of lighter fruits like apple. And there's a big punch of that Twizzler character, whatever that might be. Definitely some cherry on there. It smells pretty complex and it smells good. So I can't wait to get into this. Cheers. Right off, it's pretty warming. Nice full mouth feel. Feels a little coating. Flavor's developing still. The fruitiness kind of carries all the way through. And it stays fruity on the end, doesn't kind of turn bitter or woody. Yeah, so the front of the tongue are the lighter fruits, like that kind of apple character. Mid palate kind of turns into that deeper, darker fruits. The raisin, the cherry, the sweetness starts to like build as it goes. Get a lot more of that like brown sugar and vanilla as it hits toward the back of the mouth. Proof-wise, it felt pretty warming at first, but it also doesn't have much of a burn to it. I don't really feel much up and down the chest, so I'm guessing it's not too high. It's definitely not 80 proof. Big cherry on the nose. This one's good. Yeah, a lot more of the same. It's rich, it's tasty, it's easy drinking. It doesn't have any kind of harshness to it. If I have to guess, age-wise, it's a tough one because it's smooth, which there's been a lot of talk lately. People hate the word smooth in regards to whiskey, but I mean that's what it is. there's no harsh burn to it. It's easy to drink, and that's kind of what I define as smooth. So it's a smooth drink. It doesn't have a big burn, but it also doesn't have anything I'm picking up as woody, like it's been in a barrel for a long time. Very fruity. It's almost got something that kind of reminds me a touch like Angel's Envy. There's a character in there that really reminds me of that whiskey. But it's good. So let's add a couple drops of water and see if anything happens here. Proof-wise, I'm going to say it's maybe, give or take, 95 maybe? Somewhere in that ballpark. Give it a quick swirl. I mean, if anything, the water dialed the fruit up just a touch. Brought forward a little more of the vanilla. Big cherry now. Water didn't change the flavors very much in terms of what flavors are there. Maybe just kind of dialed up, some a little higher, some a little lower, but didn't change it too much. Took the water pretty well. So I'm not hating adding water to it. Didn't change the flavor profile too much though. So as far as a rating, I'm going to say I really enjoyed this. Good flavor, good complexity, and a nice array of flavors. They all kind of went well together. You know, in terms of spice, there wasn't really a lot of spicy character that I'm picking up in this as of right now, but definitely still good. I'm going to give this one an 87. I think it's really good. Let's see what it is. This is 1792 High Rye. Just as I'm saying there's no spicy characters, this is the High Rye recipe from 1792. And that's appropriate as there was just the incident at their Rick House and Distillery where half that warehouse collapsed. So kind of appropriate this one came up. But anyways, let me go grab the bottle and we'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, we've just finished our review of the 1792 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey High Rye Expression. This is 47.15% alcohol, 94.3 proof. So I think we nailed the proof, and it drinks like that. It drinks very smooth. Smooth. I don't know why people hate on the word smooth. It's really irksome because it's a very good descriptor when you're talking about the drinkability of a whiskey, but that's just me. Anyways, so for being a high rye expression, and this is the first time I've had this expression, it doesn't come across as high rye. And I don't know what the mash bill is. I tried looking it up and I couldn't really get an idea what the mash bill was. But I don't know how high the rye is, but it didn't bring out a ton of spicy characters for me, which, you know, most higher rye whiskeys do. So that was interesting, but it was still great. I gave it a great score because it's a really good whiskey. The flavors are great. It's really complex. It's got a lot of, it's flavor forward for being the proof that it is. So I really enjoyed it. In terms of value, I don't really know. I'm trying to remember what this bottle goes for. I want to say it's somewhere about $40 to $42 if I remember correctly. This one I received as a gift, so I didn't buy it, so I'm not really sure. But I think it's about 40 to 42 bucks. And at that price, I think it's worth it. I think it's really good. So I wouldn't cry over paying 40 bucks for this whiskey anytime. I tried also looking up an age statement, or not an age statement, but to see about how old this is, as I wasn't really picking up any strong woody characters or anything like that. They don't give you any information, at least from their website. So I'm assuming, you know, we're in that lower age range, maybe in the 6 to 7 year old range. So it definitely doesn't drink harsh, doesn't drink young, but you don't get those woody characters. But it's a great whiskey, so I highly recommend going out and picking it up if you can find it. I believe it's a seasonal or a, you know, it's not available all the time. They release it maybe once a year, twice a year, something like that. But very good. Pick it up if you see it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you've had the 1792 High Rye, Let me know what you think down below, or what's your favorite expression. 1792 has several expressions of their whiskey. So tell me what your favorite expression is. So if you haven't already, start following me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews, that's whiskey with an E, @gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.